Hello, mga Burichat! Grabe, second episode na kaagad. Hello naman! Naririto na ang inyong sisterhood angels na binagsak ng langit sa pagkachismosa. O, diba? Welcome to our weekly channel podcast, your sorority shelter, comfort zone, and only karamay in life. May hinanakit ka ba sa buhay? Got anything in mind? No more tears left to cry, Miss Ma'am. Ganon. Halika te, pag-usapan natin yan dahil dito may lugar ka. Come on, let's get this bread. Be our guest dito lang sa Spill Tea Burichat.
It's been a while since our last talk, mga te. Kumusta naman ang mga peche natin dyan, oh? Gising-gising na tayo for today's tea. Are you feeling pretty today, mga Burichat? Yes, dapat lang, cause it's another day, another time to slay. Let it be the reason to embrace our womanhood dahil for today's video, pag-uusapan natin ng isa sa mga powerful, spawn of inspiration nating mga kakai, babe. Oo, it starts with the letter B.
Alam ko na. Bardagulan.
Saan galing yan, te? Hindi tayo nang-aaway dito, ah. Live, love po tayo. Eme.
Hoy! Natawa naman ako sa bardagulan. Baka naman isipin ng mga Burichat dyan na tinuturuan natin sila makipagbardahan. Hoy! Any other guesses dyan?
I think boyfriend? Or hindi, brilliance, bravery. Yun, mga ganon.
Nurse, a boyfriend. Bet ko yung brilliance and bravery, pero hindi talaga, mga te.
Sirit na. Ano ba yung B na yan?
Okay, ito na. B for beauty. Yes, mga Burichat, we are going to tackle beauty standards for women as well as the corresponding issues revolving around colorism, body image, and insecurities.
Yes naman, exciting naman tong topic natin for today. Pero let me ask you mga te, kayo ba, are you feeling confident or do you feel confident of your own beauty?
Siyempre naman, be. Tatanong pa ba yan? Kayo ba naman biyaan ng ganitong itsura ni Lord? Di ka ba magiging thankful niyan? Sorry. Pero kidding aside ha, let's be proud of our genes. Kasi sayang naman yung hard work ng ating mga parents sa paggawa, diba? You know what I mean?
Anong hard work po yung tinutukoy nyo, Miss Ma'am?
Hoy! Ang programa pong ito ay rated as PG. Striktong patnubay at gabay sa ating mga Burichat.
Ay inda, bahala ka mo. Hayaan ko kayong mag-isip, maglakbay yung imagination nyo kung anong interpretation yung gusto nyo. Bahala kayo dyan.
Hoy, kayo ha? Baka saan pa mapunta tong talk natin here? Sa next episode pang reproductive health, mga te. Anyways, kaya ko naman kayo tinanong, dahil alam nyo ba, according to global report noong 2004, ay over 42% ng women population ang nag-agree na hindi daw sila comfortable to describe themselves as beautiful.
Yup, in fact, almost 3/4 of them or 72% rate themselves as average in terms of their beauty and physical attractiveness. 16% lang sa kanila thinks that they're somewhat more or much more physically attractive than others.
Oh, so it has something to do with self-esteem. Bale, it stems down kasi sa perception din ng mga tao kung ano ang standard ng beauty sa society eh. And to give some receipts, during 1910, originally, ang standard talaga ng beauty ay yung mga igorot. Yes, brown-skinned, bontok women with tattoos. News nyo si Apo Wang, o, diba? Yung maglalatok, yung mga nakapinta sa balat niya, ganun ang design ng mga bontok, tattoos. Ang balita ko, sadly, siya na lang daw yung huling maglalatok sa angkan niya.
Wow! Actually, hindi ko akalain na talagang natural na pang-Pilipino yung unang pinnacle ng beauty noon. So, later on ba, naging Spanish-inspired na?
Yes. Although nasa peak na tayo noon ng Spanish colonization, featuring the mestiza characteristics, masitaw talaga noon pa rin yung mga morena beauty eh. Yung gaya sa mga babae na nasa painting ni Fernando Amarsolo, yes. Yung mga nakasimpleng bard saya, yung mga nasa fields na may mga nakabandana, ganun.
So, bale, tuluyan lang talaga ng whitewash ang ideal beauty during American occupation. Tama ba?
Yes, tama. Alam niyo ba yung Carnival Queen? Before kasi daw ng mga Miss Universe or Miss Earth, eme ngayon, sa atin daw unang ginanap yung bonggang beauty pageant noon. Yun na nga yung tinatawag na Manila Carnival. May iba't ibang representative ang bawat region ng Pilipinas na pinaparade sa mga contest. Kung sino yung itanghal na winner, ayun ang tinatawag na reigning Carnival Queen. Later on, naging international na daw yung event na yun kasi may mga representative na rin mula sa mga ibang bansa na nagdagsaan para sumali sa beauty pageant na to.
Yun ba yung mga nakabonggang barot saya with shining, shimmering, splendid ornaments and accessories pa plus crown?
Yes, te. Big deal pala yun ng mga time na yun, no? As in talagang pinaghahandaan ng bongga. So, after ng mga mga afam, mga hapon naman, yun na yung naging standard.
Correct. Actually, doon na nagsimula yung desire ng mga babae that time na mag-asawa ng mga Hapon para daw malahian yung mga anak nila. You know, iba daw kasi yung treatment noon kapag mixed race.
Pero of course, wag nating kalimutan yung dark side ng time na yan, mga burichat. Kasi ang daming naging comfort woman nung time na yon. So up to this point, hindi pa rin nakakamit yung hustisya para sa kanila.
Sa true, ang traumatizing noon para sa mga lola natin dyan. Japanese government, do something. Hindi pa po kami nakaka-move on sa kasaysayan.
Oh, yes. Hashtag never forget mga burichat. Pero isipin niyo yun, ang tatag ng mga lola natin para pagdaanan yung gera at mga sexual violence noon. Salute to you all po. Yes, nasa mabuting kalagayan na po sana kayo ngayon. Going back to our topic, from Japanese influence during World War II to 1950s naman, naging Hollywood-inspired ang peg ng mga burichat natin that era. Oh my gosh, kabog.
True, mga tes. So, grabe yung impact. Napaka-powerful talaga ng influence ni Marilyn Monroe nung time na yon. The sassy blonde girl popularization. Tapos yun nga lang, nung 1960s, nag-glow down, naging Imelda Marcos naman ang peg. Oops, charot!
Hoy, the shade! Pero si Imelda nga yung nagpasikat ng hairstyle na yung dito sa Pilipinas. Yung brushed up buns. Tapos, by 70s, doon na nauso yung billboards, di ba? Olivia Newton-John, ganun. Followed by the retro fashion beauty in 80s ni Madonna. The Madonna, yes. Siya kasi talaga yung icon noon, di ba, mga te?
Yung beauty ideal that time was somewhere between overdone and unkempt. And common ang natural makeup kasi bongga talaga mga style noon vibrant and colorful. The ideal woman had bold virgin eyebrows, wore blue eyeshadow or eyeliner, matched with shiny pink lips. On the rise na rin yung nose jobs noon, and the beauty spots was the it thing to have.
And by 1990s, nandito na yung surge ng idealization for skinny figures. Oh my gosh, di ba ngayon ang tawag na dito ay mga skinny legends? Pero noon, they are called homeless chick or heroine chick. The beauty standards of the 90s meant that women had to be extremely thin to the point na hindi na siya healthy. Wayfish, androgynous, skeletal, and have translucent skin. Oh my gosh. And syempre, ang daming women ang nag-struggle na gusto nilang ma-achieve yung frail and neglected look na pinersonify naman ni Kate Moss.
So, ayun nga, to sum it up, ang ideal beauty and image noon ay divided into 4 accepted looks. So, una ay of course yung thin, straight figure. So, sunod yung athletic, and then the chesty but slender, and number 4, the slimmer fit version of the classic hourglass.
Yes, jumping off to 2000s. The biggest change of the 21st century was sexualization. Women were encouraged to be independent, youthful, tough, sexually liberated, and ambitious fashionistas. Well, basically, sexy was the look, as in almost every look. Yung tinatawag nating natural or mousy hair colors were perceived as plain, and then the most popular choices noon was blonde, dark brown, and a range of red to purple. And to spice up the hair even further, may tawag na highlights, yung lowlights, wavy and layered hairstyles talaga is very popular talaga noon.
If I'm not mistaken sila J-Lo, Beyonce, Britney Spears, ang beauty icon ng 2000s. Tapos mga 2010 na nagsimula yung body positive movement, specifically in 2012. It was a movement all about raising awareness of unrealistic body standards in our Western society and pushing for a change. Kung noong previous era, puro white complexion and skinny idealization, during this period, di ba, nagkaroon ng inclusivity for people of color, blacks, and the plus-size women.
Alright, so sa pag-take natin ng glimpse ng internalization of beauty standards within 100 years time frame, nakita natin ang pag-evolve nito according to successive influence in society. Unang-una sa lahat, di ba yung colorism? I know you've read this everywhere, you've heard this from videos everywhere, TikTok. Western colonization has hindered Filipinos from developing a genuine cultural identity by institutionalizing whiteness in the Filipino culture. Whiteness, a discursive practice that reinforces the symbolical association of a white skin tone with superiority, distracts Filipinos from recognizing cultural diversity. Ini-immobilize din ito ang Filipino women and the working class from resisting oppression.
Ngayon naman, although di na tayo sakop ng mga dayuhan, continuous pa rin ang pag-adhere to white symbolic meanings. So parang whitewash pa rin tayo. The Philippine mass media plays a very vital role in influencing the people, and of course it has taken over the former Western colonial masters' role in promoting notions that valorize a white skin tone. So the Philippine mass media particularly reproduce and reinforce the association of a white skin tone with beauty, as well as nurture Filipinos' desire to be white through skin whitening cosmetic advertisements.
Actually, may studies sa skin whitening cosmetic advertisements na contextualized within the United States. Sabi doon itong advertisements specifically target people of color talaga. So in this case of black women who historically develop self-hatred due to their negative representations in the dominant American media. So, prior to the mass production and marketing of the skin whitening cosmetics, African-American women attempted to get the darkness out of their skin by using acidic products and the homemade concoctions of lemon juice, bleach, or urine, and even swallowing arsenic waters. OMG, biruin niyo yun.
The struggle of black women to improve their physical appearance reveals itself in a variety of ways. The rejection of black women because of their dark skin tone. At the same time, because skin tone distinguishes race, such behavior demonstrates black women's rejection of their racial identity. In this regard, research in the United States revealed that the idealization of whiteness in skin whitening cosmetic commercials affects both non-white women's self-concept and cultural identity formation at the same time.
To conclude, mga Burichat, skin whitening cosmetic advertisements perpetuate the white domination of non-whites by reinforcing the association of a white skin tone with ideal human qualities. Tapos sa dark skin tone naman, associated ang undesirable human qualities. Klase, skin whitening cosmetic advertisements reproduction of images that show the bipolar oppositions between whites and non-whites adversely affect the latter whose self-esteem diminishes. Sa case ng black women, however, they suffer from low self-esteem more than black men do. Kasi nga, sila naman yung primary target ng skin whitening cosmetic advertisements.
So parehas ang experience ng Filipino women with African American women. So here in the Philippines, the association of white skin tone with beauty in the Filipino culture makes non-white Filipino women feel inferior. So especially in interacting with men. So mapapansin natin, ang men sometimes, or not all, syempre hindi natin i-generalize, they have certain standards, and also the same with women, they have certain standards with regards to the color of the partner they would want to be with. So, although parehas lang naman ng gender, apektado ng white supremacy idealization. So, greater pa rin ang implication nito sa kababaihan. So, Filipino women struggle to look white because the notion that a white skin tone is the ideal image of femininity. It is reinforced in Filipino cultural practices and the Philippine mass media. So since the ruling class has institutionalized whiteness, whiteness has also become equated with wealth and power. So katulad ng stereotypes na sinasabi ng iba na madalas din nating naririnig, kapag maputi ka daw, kutis mayaman, and kapag yung opposite naman, yun nga, kutis mahirap. So, in this regard, whiteness intersects with the dominant ideologies of race, gender, and class.
So, David 2002 traced Filipino obsession with whiteness to Western colonization. He wrote here, and to quote, "I can only suppose that this concept of beauty is one of the more enduring legacies of Spanish colonialism, which has been reinforced by American television." So, it boils down to history pa rin talaga, mga te. Now, in terms of whitening advertisement, by associating whiteness with innocence and purity, Johnson's and Vaseline reproduced the traditional representation of whiteness as good. Since yung opposite of whiteness is darkness, these advertisements also represent darkness as evil. Johnson's and Vaseline claim that their products will prevent and eliminate darkness by whitening the skin. In this regard, these advertisements represent whiteness as the guardian of purity.
Similarly, deodorant advertisements show that whiteness gives Filipino women confidence to expose their underarms, which in the Filipino culture are considered private body parts. Diba? Napapanood natin sa TV, sa mga advertisements, na yung ibang mga deodorant brands, mas ina-highlight nila, mas ina-emphasize nila yung ability ng product to whiten rather than deodorize or yung antiperspirant, diba? Sabi usually sa mga ganyan na napapanood ko lang, keeps your skin naturally light or whitens in 7 days, diba? Alam ko makaka-relate kayo dito. It just demonstrates how it saves women from embarrassment. Well, first of all, there's nothing wrong with dark or discolored skin and underarms. It's all normal. Alam nyo, conceptualization na lang talaga yan ng society na hindi raw hygienic kapag maitim ang kilikili. Na yun nga, hindi ka naliligo, hindi ka daw nagkihilod kapag maitim ang kilikili mo. Which is so wrong on so many levels, mga Burichat.
Tama! Tsaka kung i-explain natin scientifically dahil yan sa production ng melanin sa balat natin kaya nagda-dark. May mga taong grabe yung production ng melanin sa kanila kaya dark-skinned. And for fair-skinned naman, onti lang. Ang definition ng hygiene ay yung mga practices na ginagawa mo to cleanse your body, not the other way around. Tsaka pansin ko hindi lang in a matter of self-esteem to sa individuals, but rather in a scope of male validation na rin. Since most of women perceive that men naturally find light-skinned women attractive, they therefore perceive that women naturally desire to be white. However, some argue that skin color is not a fixed gender category, while some of them base their argument on their observation that some light-skinned men prefer dark-skinned women. Others cited their own preference for light-skinned men to support their argument.
Naku, mga Burichat, so hindi ko naman kayo mabiblame if naisin nyo magpaputi para mapansin kayo ng mga boylet or crushes nyo. Kasi of course, lahat tayo dumaan dyan lalo na ng mga puberty stage. Siyempre, magpapa-impress tayo sa kung sinong crush natin. Pero paalala lang, huwag nating i-base yung worth natin sa kung anong tingin ng iba or ng kalalakihan sa atin. So, huwag tayo sana dumating sa point to the extent na babaguhin talaga natin yung features natin para lang mag-conform sa standards ng society. So, tandaan, preference lang nila yan. And if they rejected you because of your skin complexion, it's their loss. It's not your loss. You're so much better than that, Burichat. You can always find a better man can always surround yourself with people who will accept you and appreciate your natural features. Wait, alam niyo ba yung commercial na skin white lotion dati? Yung naka-receive ng maraming backlash due to its pretentious brown skin empowerment?
Ah, yes. Paano ba naman kasi? Porket peak ng POC empowerment ngayon, nakikisabay na rin sa movement. The fact that they've been marketing a skin whitening lotion for over decades na, then suddenly they jump into this? Diba? It only makes them hypocritical.
Correct! Tapos, diba, yung mga binablock paint nila yung models para nga magmukhang person of color. Alam, marami ako nakikita nito sa Twitter. Hindi nila magawang mag-hire ng naturally brown or dark-skinned women, pero pinapatan yung mga mestiza for representation. Oh my gosh, the nerve, diba? Tapos, may issue ngayon sa Binibining Pilipinas, kung napanood nyo na yun or nabasa nyo na yun sa mga social media. Yung isang candidate daw kasi accused of blackfishing kasi kung makikita nyo, iba-iba yung complexion niya noon compared now na nakasali na siya or nagre-represent siya ng Filipina Beauty sa Miss Universe Philippines. Noon kasi medyo siya daw, fair skin daw, yun ang chika sa Twitter. Tapos ngayon, nagpatan and in-incorporate yung afro hairstyle. Sana hindi naman to totoo, no?
Hala, mga burichat. Cultural appropriation na yun Issue yung blackfishing kasi. According sa mga advocates ng black movement, it allows a person to pick and choose only the cool parts of being black without facing any of the discrimination that people of color go through.
Yes, the same goes to dreadlocks. And yung winged eyeliner. Kasi may mga nagsasabi na yung latest makeup trend na ito daw is racially insensitive to Asians. As the slanted eye look that is now lauded in white women was once a source of discrimination towards Asians. Ibig sabihin lang, yung mga Asians na may natural na fox eye feature ay nabubully and discriminate dati tapos ngayong trending na siya, ginagaya na rin siya ng mga Western people. So this fox eye trend is just white people colonizing Asian eyes daw, while another added that racism towards Asians is so normalized.
Oh, never knew na kahit pala sa mga simple trend, may kaakibat na cultural value. Pero ano bang batayan, mga te, if masasabi mong cultural appropriation na pala? Like, kunwari, sa clothing. If ever ba na magsuot ako ng Chinese costume for, kunwari, sa event, offensive na ba yun towards them?
Actually, wala akong definite answer na mailalahad sa'yo about dyan. However, meron ako ditong mga guide questions na maaaring makatulong sa inyo, mga burichat. Una, what is your goal with what you're doing? Are you following a trend or exploring the history of a culture? Or are you deliberately trying to insult someone's culture and being disrespectful? Tapos kunwari, pag yung binili mong accessory or clothing, is that a reproduction of a culture or an original? Pag sinuot mo na, think of how would people from that culture you are borrowing from feel about what you are doing.
Dagdag ko lang you may also want to assess if there are any stereotypes involved in what you are doing. Tapos, are you using a sacred item in a flippant or fun way? For example, yung mga headdress. Are you borrowing something from an ancient culture and pretending that it is new? Are you crediting the source or inspiration of what you are doing? Mahalaga yon, mga burichat. Tapos ito tingin ko pinaka-important, if a person of the original culture were to do what you are doing, would they be viewed as cool or could they possibly face discrimination? Mahalaga kasi na di na natin dapat ini-ignore yung culture significance of something in favor of following a trend.
Noted yan, mga te. So it's good na nasingit natin tong issue on cultural appropriation sa talk natin today. Okay, so balikan ko muna yung colorism Kasi di ba nabanggit nyo na insulting ang blackfishing or tanning sa mga POC? Paano yung mga gusto lang talaga magpatan for nothing significant? Offensive na rin ba yon? Tapos, the same with sa mga nagpapaputi. Is that even considered as whitewashing?
I don't think tanning alone is considered racist agad. Wala namang masama kung lumabas ka and get your own natural tan, be it a slight glow or a deeper shade. Nag-occur na yung problem kasi when people start getting a natural and pretending to be a race they aren't from fun. It is not that wanting to be tan is racist by itself, ha? It is how the person goes about it and this social double standard being very tan has. Well, firstly, merong mga tao na essentially nagba-black or brown face on a regular basis kasi they have made themselves so unnaturally tan to the point na their skin starts to resemble na of a black or brown person. Of course, we're not talking about the farmers, yung mga fishermen, lifeguards na talagang babad sa araw. Naturally tanning dark from exposure or those who tan dark because of mixed ancestry of some sort. I am referring to people who go to tanning booths multiple times a week or laying out of the beach all day applying soft tanner made for people with a much darker skin tone or yung purposefully buy too dark foundation.
Yes, gets naman yung sentiments na gusto lang magpaganda, ganun. Pero ang issue kasi, there are essentially a bunch of white people wanting dark, fetishing darkness. Meanwhile, yung mga person of color na talagang dark na for years, millions of them have been enslaved and seen as less than human because of it. Their darkness wasn't seen as beautiful, it was seen as inferior and untrustworthy. Still today, there are dangerous skin bleaching products out there on the market targeting black and brown kids and telling them they aren't beautiful if they are dark.
Ay, correct. I couldn't agree more. Pero, anong takeaway nyo sa mga nagpapaputi? Masasabi ba nating perpetrator din sila ng white-dominated standard of beauty para sa mga younger generations?
No, kasi una, biktima rin sila dito eh. Choice nila yan. Personally, if gusto nila magpaputi or what, mas mabuti sigurong tingnan natin ito on a larger scale. Kasi, colorism is a systemic issue eh. Hindi natin mabiblame ang individual sa kung anong naisi nilang baguhin sa kulay nila. Let's just hope lang na they do it for the sake of empowerment, not by insecurity.
Correct. If merong magsisihin dito, yung mga malalaking brands and corporation yun who milks on people, especially the people of color, women, with their insecurities. Sama mo pa yung media and entertainment, di ba? Pansin mo sa mga artista, ang dami nagpapagluta. Sa industry kasi 'di ba nila, mas pabor daw ang mestiza sa mga projects. And syempre, being victims of colorism ourselves, favorite ng public eye ang mga ganun kasi para sa atin mas malakas ang appeal, ika nga.
Pero 'di ba, ang dami nang nagko-call out sa Philippine media for not casting real Aita daw for Aita roles. So, laganap na kasi ang black-facing talaga eh. Tapos, dagdag mo pa yung mga performative representation, nila. So, ang dami nilang hanash doon. Pero, di naman gaano magawang bigyan ng opportunities yung mga full-blood Pinoy na moreno or morenas. Just like si President Nadine, di ba? Sabi niya mismo sa interview ni Tito Boy noon na she felt like kahit anong gawin daw niyang improvement sa skills, the main reason why hindi siya natatanggap sa mga audition dati dahil sa pagiging kayumanggi niya. So, nag-try siya magpaputi, halos lahat na ata ng whitening products in-apply niya eh. Pero at the end of the day, she felt no sense of fulfillment. Hanggang sa napagod daw siya baguhin sarili niya. And look at her now! Grabe si President Nadine. Super slaying ang ating madam.
Yes, and probably there's many Burichats out there who've been going through the same experience of what the Queen Nadine had. I'm sorry if the industry made you all feel less worthy mga Burichat, pero objectively speaking, magaganda kayo. Iyang kulay tsokolating yan, finaflant dapat yan. Hindi kayo inula na melanin ni Lord para i-discriminate. Aba, hello.
True. At yung mga nakakaranas ng backhanded compliment dyan, let them know na offensive yon mga day. Hindi kailanman nakaka-flattered masabihan na, ang ganda mo na nga pag morena, what more if pumuti ka pa? Sabi nga ni Miss Ayin Bernos, you're built this way forever na. You can be morena and beautiful. Hindi nyo na need magpaputi to feel good on yourself.
Alam nyo, buti na lang we're at this age of person of color empowerment na, no? Kasi like, I'm so happy for our young ones today na they got to experience or witness more on exposure na on TV and social media unlike before. And with that, they will have a sense of belongingness with their dark-skinned role models that we have. Filipinos' perception on skin color and beauty is changing now. I mean, at least for me and sa mga kilala ko na nababasa ko sa social media, they do not see being dark-skinned or morena as something that's ugly anymore. Parang sign na lang siya of being more outgoing and being more modern. It's not because you're poor or it's just because you get to experience a lot of things and just be more bold, you know. Because being white for me is very safe. Sabi ng matatanda, wag daw magbibilad masyado sa labas kasi may fear na baka mangitim, di ba? May mga tao naman dati na just because you're white or just because you're light-skinned, they automatically think you're attractive. And now, I think it's changing.
Oh, I agree ako dyan sa playing safe. Diba? Kasi pag nagsuswimming talaga or even laro lang sa labas, hindi ako pinapayagan noon na magtagal. Lagi ako nang ginagalitan na sayang daw kutis ko. And you know, as a kid, I was really flattered na a lot of people have been awed with my complexion. I took that as a compliment and nagkaroon pa nga ng part sa pag-boost ng self-esteem ko, diba? Tas ngayon, that I've grown up, na-realize ko na ang mali pala ng ganun. Come to think of it, wala namang kapuri-puri kung maputi ka eh. It just means na you're lacking melanin. That's it. At yung mga kaklase ko dati na kayumanggi, sila pa mismo yung nabubuli. Diba? The ones who exhibit the real Filipino characteristics are being insulted for it.
Ay, nako, true. Can't stress that enough. So, well, what we can do now is let's own up our own skin color, mga burichat, for self-love and empowerment, and also for those kids in the future generations. So we are also fighting for them. Let's strive to create a better place for them with less discrimination, judgment, and racism. So next stop, we're going to talk about our bodies na mga burichat. So mabigat-bigat din itong matter na to because many people feel self-conscious about at least one bodily component. A poor mental assessment of one's body might be a manifestation of a negative body image. So body image is a multidimensional construct that includes a behavioral component involving body-related behaviors, a perceptual component involving perception of body characteristics, and a cognitive affective component involving cognitions, attitudes, and feelings towards one's body.
Before we delve into that negative body image kineme, let me give you a fun fact. Alam nyo ba, mga burichat, there are 10 common body shapes that women have? Oh, di kayo familiar, no? Kasi, puro hourglass lang pinapakita sa media eh. So, ayun, aside from hourglass, we have rectangle, triangle, spoon, and top hourglass. Another ones ay yung bottom hourglass, round, inverted triangle, and the athletic body type. Bakit need natin malaman body type natin? Kasi knowledge about your specific body type can help guide you in the development of goals and healthy lifestyle approaches to achieve them. Kunwari ha, sa pag-workout, and after all, the shapes you're in now is just the starting point. Your body type is as much a reflection of your recent choices. For example, diet, exercise, sleep, and more, as anything. From that starting point, you can make changes as your goals are what's eventually reflected in the mirror.
Upon knowing their sizes and shapes, sadly, may mga kababaihan na dissatisfied with their figure. Society instructs us on the type of body image you should aspire to. Diba? Sa TV, sa movies, sa newspaper, sa magazine, sa online, sa social media. Diba parang kahit saan ka na lang mag-scroll, merong images of flawless bodies all the time. Reporters and gossip columnists even comment on celebrities and politicians' appearances in the news. How many articles have you read about Ellen's haircut or Kamala Harris' outfit? Hindi sila models ha, and their appearance has nothing to do with the work they do, but it is a hot topic of conversation. It's no surprise that many people are concerned about conveying a positive body image. The truth is that people come in all shapes and sizes, and people of all shapes and sizes are all attractive. In fact, In past years, curvy women were considered more attractive than very thin women. That is no longer the case today though.
If we consider society's idea of the perfect body image for a woman in an American context, based on the average fashion model, we would think that the perfect woman was about 5'10" in height and weighed only 120 pounds. However, the National Center for Health Statistics reports that the average American woman is only about 5'4" and weighs about 169 pounds. So there is a big discrepancy there. The ideal image of women also tells us that women should be blonde, tan, and have big breasts. Of course, she should be young and somewhat athletic, so she should not have any physical disabilities. So it doesn't matter too much if she is smart as long as she is physically attractive.
Body dissatisfaction is the most important worldwide indicator of stress connected to the body, and it is described as negative thoughts and feelings regarding one's body. It has been demonstrated to be a predictor of the development of an eating disorder in people with a variety of mental illnesses, including binge eating disorder and social anxiety disorder, as well as healthy people. It is one of the two poles of the satisfaction-dissatisfaction continuum of body image disturbance, which includes measures of satisfaction and displeasure.
So, ang ilan sa mga factors na nagko-contribute to a negative body image include: number 1, being teased about appearance in childhood. Hay nako, true ito. Being the chubby kid back then, ramdam ko talaga yung ginagawa kong laughing matter ng mga relatives ko noon, especially nung tumunto na ang puberty. Di naman to the extent na binubuli ako, it's just that they still made me uncomfy with how I looked. Pero buti na lang na-overcome ko yun kasi isipin mo how harmful it might have happened to me. So next is growing up in a household where emphasis is placed on appearance of particular ideal body size or shape. Yup, self-explanatory ito. Parents and other family members experiencing body dissatisfaction and engaging in dieting or weight control behaviors.
Naalala ko dyan si Yolanda Hadid. Kung hindi niyo po kilala si Yolanda Hadid, siya po yung mother ni na Gigi and Bella Hadid, yung mga famous and beautiful models na ngayon. Kasi kung hindi niyo po napapanood yung reality show nila dati, kitang-kita talaga yung pag-restrict niya sa mga anak niya when it comes to calorie deficit diet. Kasi knowing her, syempre, model baga. And napaka-conscious sa katawan kasi as in, kailangan sexy lang, ganon. It came to the point na pinilit na yung dalawang babaeng anak niya, si Gigi and Bella, to become models too, to follow her footstep. Which, okay, napakaganda na nangyari. They became successful, they became famous na ngayon. Pero ang bottom line lang naman kasi dito, na napaka-unhealthy para sa dalawang anak niya, kay Gigi and Bella, to grow up in such kind of household. You know, napakaaga naman para ma-conscious ka agad sa katawan nila.
Actually, aside from the media, several studies have indicated that the most influential group in the development of body image ay ang family institution. Family values to kasi have illustrated to be more of a significant factor in how children internalize beauty ideals as much as the influence from the media. So through the use of modeling, children learn how to explore and make sense of their world through the use of parents' behaviors, values, and opinions. A general tendency for a family to focus on appearance and attractiveness is related to greater difficulties with disordered eating and weight concerns among daughters. Diba, nagmamother-daughter bond tayo. Another significant factor yun in regards to internalization of female beauty ideals. Kasi diba, our mothers are represented as the matriarchs and are expected to uphold the family structure. As children, nagta-transition sila into adulthood, daughters yearn for their connection with their mothers while at the same time experiencing the pressures from society of not living up to certain standards of beauty ideals. Noong mga bata tayo, pag nakasulat tayo sa kakalaro, madalas pagsasabihan tayo na, hala ka, ang dami mo ng pekla at may pangit na legs mo paglaki. Diba? From that scenario itself, makakonclude na family operates in mediation of culture and works in combination with other factors.
I agree. So, let me add also na factor din yung cultural tendency to judge people by their appearance. So, example dito ay yung sa South Korea. Di ba parang norm sa kanila na maging slim and petite lang? So, as what you can observe sa mga K-idols, parang ang big deal sa kanila pag nag-gain ka ng weight. Tapos, yung peer pressure among teenage girls and women to be slim, go on diets, exercise, and compare themselves with others. So, take note lang, wala namang wrong. There's nothing wrong with exercising, of course, and having a healthy lifestyle. Of course, mas okay nga yun eh. Pero, if it means na you're going to push your body beyond your limits, and if it's going to cause something detrimental sa health mo, physically, emotionally, mentally, then control lang. So, ito gusto kong i-educate ang mga burichat natin out there. Dieting kasi is a strong risk factor for developing an eating disorder. So research shows that even moderate dieting increases the risk of developing an eating disorder in teenage girls. While dieting is normalized in the society, it can lead to serious physical health complications. And for most people who lose weight through dieting, the weight loss is gained back over time. So dieting is not sustainable. Instead, focus on eating a wide variety of foods for nourishment and enjoyment, and try to be flexible with your eating.
True, lalo pat ang daming nagsa-circulate na trend about crash dieting, which is no, mga burichat. Napaka-unhealthy nun. Naalala ko yung kakilala ko dati. Nagkwento siya na out of desperation na pumayat agad, nagtry siya nung crash dieting. Ang kinakain niya sa isang araw, 2 itlog lang, tapos kape. Yes, 2 itlog lang per day. Pinagkakasya niya sa sikmura niya, Diyos ko. Later on, nang hina at nahimatay daw siya after ilang days of doing that. Tapos, it led her to eat more dahil sa pag-deprive sa sarili ng pagkain. So, you see, hindi nga siya sustainable. Ang detrimental lang niya sa health. Tandaan na need ng body natin masupplyan ng right amount ng nutrients pa rin, mga burichat.
Take note of those mga burichat So, next contributing factor to a negative body image is, well, not surprised, the media and advertising images that promote particular appearance ideals. Ito talagang pinaka-influential sa lahat eh. Tapos sabayan mo pa ng tendency sa women's media na nagpupush ng fad diets and weight loss programs. Diba? May mga napapanood tayong video ng celebrities on their weight loss journey. Nagsishare sila regarding their diet and workout routine, which in turn, syempre, may inspire tayo tapos gagayahin natin. Wala namang masama doon as long as they are promoting healthy and sustainable programs. But you see, it's not one size fits all. It may not work on others, but not for you. Tsaka mahalaga na magtiwala tayo sa right process and timing kasi the more na magiging impatient tayo sa results, hindi magiging consistent yung progress natin. And lastly, the well-meaning public health campaigns that urge people to lose weight. Ito pa isang kamalian to. Weight loss does not equate to being physically fit. I repeat, it does not equate to being physically fit. You could say na nakapagbawas ka nga ng timbang, pero madali ka namang mapagod. Diba? Being healthy and fit kasi requires consistent mastery of fitness components. Tsaka it's not about your appearance lang. Most important you consider how strong you feel.
Since great majority of girls seek to alter their appearance in some way, self-esteem and body esteem have become synonymous in today's society. Unfortunately, this is having an emotional impact on young girls who are feeling insecure and resorting to extreme behaviors in an attempt to fit into an impossible standard of beauty. In this beauty-obsessed society, eating problems have thrived. Dito na sila nakukot in a vicious cycle of body loathing. Women who suffer from eating disorders are especially vulnerable to this cycle of negative body image. Although the majority of women are unhappy with their bodies, many women and girls have severe severe body image issues that can be a symptom of more serious issues. These extreme body image disturbances include trigger warning, body dysmorphic disorder, eating disorders, and severe depression.
Alright, listen to this mga Burichat. Very important matter to so makinig kayo. Magigive lang ako ng definition ng mga disorders na to for those who aren't aware of these. So, the very first one is the body dysmorphic disorder. So, ano nga bang body dysmorphic disorder? Ito po yung disorder of imagined ugliness. So, kahit sabihin natin sa kanila mismo na there's nothing wrong, they look perfectly fine, what individuals with this disorder see in the mirror is a grossly distorted view of what they actually look like. Often, these individuals will spend hours examining, attempting to conceal, or obsessing over their perceived flaws. So some people actually spend thousands of dollars on plastic surgery in an attempt to improve their bodies. So next naman is the anorexia nervosa. So probably some of you are familiar with the term. So it is characterized by an extreme fear of gaining weight, and these individuals actually perceive their bodies as larger or fat even though they are grossly underweight. So the last one is bulimia nervosa. So this naman is when individuals with this disorder are also very dissatisfied with their bodies and have extreme concern with body weight and shape.
Ano ang pinagkaiba ng anorexia sa bulimia nervosa, te?
So, eto nga. People who have anorexia limits their food intake to an unhealthy degree. So, while sa bulimia naman, although may limit sa food intake nila, they will also binge eat, but will purge whatever they have consumed. Kumbaga, sa anorexia talagang self-starvation, while sa bulimia, within normal weight range lang. Tapos, yung sa depression, in many instances, individuals with depression often have a distorted view of themselves, and they often believe that they are less attractive than they really are. So, malawak talaga na scope ang depression. And also, negative body image can be one of its attributes.
So, what can we do mga te if we've been experiencing na pala these kind of disorders? Meron ba tong cure? May treatment ba to? Or what?
There is no cure for those disorders, mga te. However, may treatment namang pinag-undergo gaya ng therapy that can help people improve their symptoms. The goal of treatment is to decrease the effect that the disorder has on a person's life so that they can function at home, work, and in social settings.
Tsaka disclaimer lang na we are not professional psychologists here, mga Burichat. But to give some ways how to overcome negative body image is first, fight fatism. And what do we mean by that? Make an effort to accept people of various sizes and forms. This will assist you in valuing your own body. It could be helpful to make a list of people na ina-idolize nyo who don't have the ideal bodies. And you have to question yourself, does their physical appearance have an impact on how you feel about them? It's also worth noting kasi that society's standards have shifted dramatically in the last 50 years. Si Marilyn Monroe and Mae West, who were regarded the ideal beauties in the 1940s and 50s, ay mga full-bodied and wonderfully lovely ladies. Pero, kung titingnan nyo, they would be deemed overweight by today's standards. Gets? So, sunod, ay nasabi na to kanina, fight the diet downfall. 90% of all women have dieted at some point in their lives, and 50% of women are dieting at any one time. They will be disappointed to learn that dieting only helps you lose your self-esteem and energy. Yes, true yan. It also creates mood swings and feelings of hopelessness. To fight the diet downfall, an intuitive eating approach can be extremely helpful. This approach focuses on moderation of all types of foods and not counting calories or label reading. Remember mga Burichat, food is just food and not labeled as good or bad. Clients learn to monitor their hunger or fullness and enjoy a healthy relationship with food. If you feel pressure na magpapayat, talk to a friend or a loved one or seek professional help. There are many helpful books that focus on intuitive eating that may be a good resource.
Okay, so third, accept genetics. It's important to keep in mind that many aspects of your physique are unchangeable. Genetics play a part in your body, and your genes decide at least 25 to 70% of your physical characteristics. While many features of your body are beyond your control, you may alter or adjust your ideas and attitudes, which have an impact on how you feel about yourself. Change begins with you, mga Burichat. Wow, parang di sa akin bagay yung mga ganitong mga advice. It is an internal process that begins with self-respect and a positive outlook. It is critical to concentrate on health rather than size. It's crucial not to compare your physique to that of your family, your friends, the images you see on media, on TikTok, on Instagram. We are all one of a kind, and no two bodies are the same. Kahit nga yung mga kambal, meron pa rin silang distinct characteristics, physical characteristics, ma-identify mo rin sila kasi nga, no bodies are the same, no two bodies are the same. We can't be completely content or joyful. We are unique in our own ways.
Going forth is, recognize that emotions are only skin deep. It's crucial to figure out what emotions and feelings are driving your unfavorable body image. Kahit na overweight ka, the remark, "I feel fat," is never really about fat. When a woman looks in the mirror and says, "Kadiri, ang taba ko," she's really saying, "May mali sa akin at sa nararamdaman ko." When we don't know how to cope with our feelings, we blame them on our bodies. Every time you say, "I'm obese," you're betraying your body as well as ignoring your underlying feelings. Remember that fat is the avoidance of feeling, not a feeling. Learn to discover your emotions and feelings and realize that focusing on your body is only distracting you from what is really bothering you.
The media sends powerful messages to girls and women about the acceptability or unacceptability of their bodies. Young girls are taught to compare themselves to women portrayed as successful in the media, assessing how closely they match up to the ideal body form. Many of the images presented in the media have been computer-enhanced and airbrushed. The model's hips and waist have often been slimmed and their breasts enlarged through computer photo manipulation. So we often see this in social media, wherein many of the people here are very conscious sa kung anong tingin ng tao sa kanila or anong magiging tingin ng tao. So they are very protective. They are also very conscious nga about sa magiging social profile nila. So for the fifth tip, it is very important to start to question images in the media and question why women should feel compelled to live up to these unrealistic standards of beauty and thinness. And isang interesting side note here is Glamour magazine tried to use more average size models in their magazine and found that sales went down. So it is interesting that research demonstrates that women report feeling positive about their bodies after seeing normal images of women in the media. But this did not improve readership for Glamour magazine.
For the sixth tip, recognize the influence of body misperception. Women have more unfavorable feelings about their bodies as they are more psychologically invested in their physical appearance than men are. How you feel about yourself is mostly determined by your body image. According to studies, how good or negative your body image is might account for up to a quarter of your self-esteem. Unfortunately, many women who suffer from eating disorders place a greater value on their bodies. Women with eating disorders frequently have unmistakable body image misperception in which they misperceive their size of a section of their body or the complete body. As a result, they are blind to their own numbers. This distortion is genuine and it is caused by eating, not due to fat. It is important to recognize this misperception and attribute it to the eating disorder. When you feel fat, remind yourself that you misperceive your shape. Judge your size according to the opinions of trusted others until you can trust your new and more accurate self-perceptions. Huwag niyo naman ayawain ang sarili niyo, be.
Yes, mga burichat, ito na ang last tip. Befriend your body. It is time for women to stop shaming their bodies and start appreciating their inner selves, souls, and spirits. Women's bodies are biological marvels. They can menstruate, ovulate, and give birth. Recognize that you are not required to compare yourself to other women or women in the media. Begin to question the media's portrayals of you and recognize that your worth isn't determined by how closely you resemble these artificial representations.
Okay, so yes, we've laid out all these friendly tips, mga Burichat, for those of you all out there who've been experiencing eating disorders. But you may think that it's easier said than done, di ba? Agree naman kami dyan, mga Burichat. We are not in your place to know how you feel and what you have been experiencing all along. So, it's better to seek professional help pa rin talaga. Kasi professional support can help you or guide you to change harmful beliefs and behaviors and establish greater acceptance of your body. And to give you the hotline for the Philippine Mental Health Association, it's the 632-8921-4958. So, if may mga kakilala kayo or kayo mismo ay nakaka-experience ng eating disorders, do not hesitate to dial this up. Makakatulong sa inyo ito, I assure you that.
Yes, so maiba muna tayo mga te. Kung kayo tatanungin ko, ano mga insecurities nyo sa katawan?
Syempre wala dahil I'm so perfect. Napakaganda ko kaya. Charing. Syempre meron, pimples. Number 1, pimples. Kasi, ang tagal nila nag-i-stay sa face ko. May mga days na good days. Good day in my mind talaga. Good day in my face, on my face. Pero minsan talaga, nag-i-stay sila for weeks. For months. Like, anong ginagawa mo sa mukha ko, be? Hindi nga magandang tambayan, lumayas ka dyan. Number 2, sweating. Hindi ko alam, grabe ako magpawis mga te. Number 1, na siguro nasa Pilipinas ako, hindi ko alam. Number 2, baka nervyosa lang ako, kaya grabe akong pagpawisan. Number 3, baka may health condition na ako. Hindi ko alam kung hyperhidrosis na to, di ba? Yung excessive sweating. Hindi ko alam te. Pero yon yung dalawang yan ang top tier kong insecurity sa katawan.
Aren't we all? Tsaka sa init ba naman dito sa Pinas, talagang grabe tayo magpawiste.
Ako, sa body type? OMG, parang hypocrite ako naman na parang kanila nagpipreach ako about love your body kineme.
Woy, hindi naman sa pagiging hipokrito. So this is to relate lang our own struggles sa mga burichat natin dyan. Diba? It's not bad to establish a preacher persona while admitting na you yourself has been struggling din all along. So, in fact, mas nakakadagdag nga ng credibility sa ina-advocate natin.
Enough said. Pero ayun nga, inverted triangle kasi yung body type ko. Confident naman ako, pero may mga times talaga I couldn't help but feel conscious kasi abroad ng upper extremities ko, tas yung legs ko ay payat, feel ko hindi balance. Kaya di ako gano'ng susuot ng fitted dress kasi ang obvious talaga mga te.
Oh, gets. Pero wag ka ha. Ang ganda rin kayo ng body type mo. Take Lucy Liu and Priyanka Chopra for example. Tapos Angelina Jolie, oh, diba? You're in a great company.
Yes! I just feel lang kasi na underrepresented yung inverted triangle eh. As in, wala akong gano'ng nakikita kahit sa runway and sports industry. Sana naman po, no? Time counts magkaroon na. Anyways, total nandito na rin tayo sa sharing of experiences natin. Isali na natin ang mga burichat natin dyan. Let's do the random bunot!
Okay, marami-rami tayong nag-gather na mga chika, mga tea for today. Wait lang mga te ha, magbubulot lang ako sa papel. Okay, excited na akong pag-usapan. Yarn, let's start with burichat Otin_G. Pamilyar ka Sino ka? Sabi niya, hello mga Burichat. So, nag-struggle din kasi ako sa body image ko. As in, I'm the type of person na madaling masway just by the influences of people online. Like one time, nag-scroll ako sa Instagram, nagkita ko yung picture ng batchmate ko, nakabikini, ang sexy. Next thing I knew, na-trigger na buong sistema ko, like I couldn't think straight and my self-esteem just dropped. I had this inner voices na pinipressure ako na maging kasing sexy din tulad ng mga nakikita kong tao sa social media. Hindi ako lumabas ng kwarto in a week and it took me that long para makarecover. What should I do? Need ko ba kausapin yung batchmate ko regarding my struggle? Wait. Thank you muna, Burichat Otin_G, for sharing your experience and concern. Pero, hindi to chika hindi to chismis. This is a very serious matter. So, to give you an answer, I think you seriously need a professional help, medical help. Kasi tingin ko, hindi lang yan madadaan sa simpleng advice. As I said, hindi to tea, hindi to chismis, hindi to chika. Seryoso to. And, gaya nga ng sinabi mo, diba? Yung triggered na reaction mo, seryoso yun, grabe yun. There must be something wrong about it. Hindi siya dapat ignore na lang or pinapalipas o tinutulog na lang. Hindi dapat pinagpapasawalang bahala. So, siguro, ang advice ko, hindi siya simpleng advice. Seek professional help. Seek medical assistance help. I'm rooting for you, Otin_G. Kapag nakapag-recover ka na, message us, i-cheer ka namin. Andito kaming mga kaburichat mo, be. Kaya mo yan, ilaban natin to.
So true, girl. Tsaka, why would you talk to your batchmate pala? So, ano yung purpose? Ano naman yung sasabihin mo? Baka kasi ang maging dating yan sa kanya, siya yung biniblame mo for your own struggle, which is clearly not her fault naman talaga. So, this would be your own personal problem, and of course, ikaw yung magiging responsible for it. Pero, it's okay pa rin naman na if you want to really to lessen the weight that you're feeling, pwede mo naman i-share sa iba kung gusto mo. You could just talk it all out. And valid naman din yung dahilan ng pag-trigger sa'yo or yung nagpa-trigger. Pero kasi the way you react to it, nasa sa'yo na yun. So, good thing na alam mo lang nagpapa-trigger sa'yo. At least you can do for yourself is take a rest muna from social media. Then, find time para, reflect on everything that has been happening. You can search on social media, search on YouTube. At least, there are many people who shares their insights, who can relate to you, and somehow pwedeng may ma-pick up ka from them ng mga lessons. So, hindi naman to agad-agad. So, kasi it's easier said than done na sabihin na kailangan mong maging confident, kailangan ganito, ganyan, kailangan mas mataas na ang self-esteem mo, maniwala ka lang sa sarili mo na maganda ka. It's easier said than done. But the reality behind it is many people really struggle to perceive and insist that kind of belief sa sarili nila. So, you need to, give yourself credit for at least trying. And it really is a process. So, it's okay. I know that in time you will understand things better and you will have a better perspective. So as of now, I think the best way that you can do is to stay away muna from the things that make you insecure and reflect muna doon.
Okay, moving on na tayo sa next Burichat natin. So, here is Burichat Pipay. She said, Burichat Rachel, pa-shout out. Idol na idol kita. Ikaw lagi ko sinusubaybayan. Hello sa'yo, Burichat Pipay. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. So, moving on na tayo. So, I just wanna share my experience with my work. Kasi, hotel housekeeper po ako dito sa US, and for the years I've spent living here, ramdam ko yung mistreatment sa amin ng mga kapwa ko Pinay due to our skin color. Some guests called us monkey, giving us less tips, and mismo yung boss namin dito pinagmumuka na pasalamat daw kami na hinar kami kasi in the first place daw we're not pleasing to look daw. Grabe naman itong treatment sa inyo ha, Burichat Jane. Paano nyo natitiis yan? I suggest lumipat ka ng workplace. Y'all deserve better.
Straight up racism na yan eh. It's so sad, no, mga Burichat, na you still experience these things. Pero wala bang anti-discrimination policy ang hotel na yan? Kasi unfair naman kung sila yung nagre-resign. Dapat hin-hold accountable yung management. Tsaka hello, doble struggle din kaya maghanap ng trabaho sa US. Hindi naman pwedeng tayo nilang mga Pilipino lagi nag-a-adjust, diba? Report niyo sila, Burichat Pipay.
Tama. So, to our next Burichat na mabubunot, sino kayang lucky Burichat natin? Drumroll please. Si Burichat Riva May. So, Riva May ba o Riva May? Either way, tuloy na natin. Anong masasabi niya? Laman po ako ng mga beauty pageant magmula pa noong high school ako. So masaya naman po akong laging nananalo, kaso every time na lang nararampa ako sa stage, naririnig ko mga bulungan na, to quote, maganda naman siya, magandang tindig kaso maitim. To quote again, may future tong batang to, pero sana magpaputi siya para mapansin ng mga talent handler, no? End quote. So, para bang lagi na lang sa akin may kulang dahil maitim ako. It's never enough na magaling ka rumampa or sumagot sa Q&A, basta pagka yung manggi balat mo, matik nang may sabit. Nag-try po ako ng Kojic soap pampaputi, pero di naman po effective. Ano ba pong pwede kong gawin kasi sawang-sawa na po talaga ako sa ganito eh.
No, Miss Riva May. You don't have to make effort para baguhin yung kulay mo. What you've done was more than enough for you to earn the spotlight. Lagi kang winner, di ba, sabi mo? Meaning, sa mata ng judges, hindi naman naapektuhan ang skin color mo, yung performance mo. Ang tricky lang yung mga chismis sa paligid mo, talagang pagmumukain kang lang insecure. Pero at the end of the day, sino ang wagi? Sino ang winner? Sinong may crown? Sinong may cash prize? Sinong may title? Sinong angat? Sinong sikat? Charing, walang iba, di ba? Ikaw lang. Period. May corona kang iuuwi. Sila, anong ibubulsan nila? Chismis. Sa mga oras at pinagchichismisan kanila, ano bang napapala niya? Wala. Ikaw, may crown. Sila, nga. Be, hayaan mo sila. Slay lang ng slay. Slay it till you make it. Ganon.
Yes, correct. Kaya, Burichat Riva May, you do you. So, keep slaying, girl. Hintay-hintay ka lang na mag-handle sa yung talent agency. Alam kong marami dyan na makaka-appreciate talaga at deserving ng iyong talent. So, delayed gratification doesn't mean denied opportunity. So, trust lang sa timing, girl, and all of it, it'll be worth it. So, balitaan mo kami in the future sa success mo. Good luck!
All's well ends well, ika nga. So, I have here the sharing of Burichat Jane. She states here, Burichat sisters, so since I was little, I've been insecure of my nose. Last year, I went to a rhinoplasty surgery. Pinag-iipunan ko talaga yun and I'm glad dahil successful naman yung results. Kaso nga lang, sabi ng mga colleagues ko parang hindi raw bagay sa akin. And the same goes with my family. Masyado raw halatang kitokada yung ilong ko, mga mi. Mas maganda pa raw yung dati. Na-insecure naman ako ngayon. Nagkamali ba ako na nagpadala ako masyado sa insecurity ko dati to the point na mas lalo ko pa palang ikapapangit? Okay, first of all, Burichat Jane, hindi mo kasalanan na nai-insecure ka. Dahil sa nataka namin kanina, masyadong powerful ang influence ng external factors as to why it led you to that. Nagdesisyon ka na magpa-nose job para boost ang self-esteem, okay, I see no wrong with that. And you said na masaya ka naman sa results. Ang problema kasi dito, Burichat Jane, you see, is yung mga tao sa paligid mo. Kahit ano namang gawin, lahat na lang sila may say. I bet kinukutya ka nila dati. Tapos now may opinion naman sila na ikinakasira ng confidence mo. Diba? It's a cyclical process na lang lagi. I suggest, i-deadman mo na lang sila. And you can cut off your colleagues, or better yet, confront mo sila na it doesn't sit right with you. Flat that nose, Burichat. Deserve mo yarn.
And for our last Burichat shader, we have Burichat Marie. Hello po, isa din po ako sa mga insecure sa body kasi ever since I was little, I was that cute siopaw kid na kinagigiliwan ng lahat. But growing up, it appears that the amusement turned into worry. Kasi daw, ba't hinahayaan ko sarili ko magpataba? Di raw bagay sa dalagang ganitong katawan. I was caught up on that comment kaya tinry ko mag-slimming tea. Any workout, tas kung ano na ring diet sinubukan ko. Naglulus naman ako ng timbang pero habang tumatagal, bumabalik rin sa dati kaya I'm very cautious na sa pagkain ko ngayon. Pero most of the times, napapagod na talaga ako of trying. Kahit sabihin nila na maganda naman daw ako, nalulugmok pa rin ako of how tabain I am. Alright, so Burichat Marie, marami kasing factors kung bakit ganyan ang body size mo. It could be dahil mabagal ang metabolism mo, or sadyang you're genetically built to be like that. Hindi mo naman kailangan maging cautious sa pagkain or subukan lahat ng weight loss programs. Kasi, here's the secret. You'll only achieve peace when you start setting acceptance and letting go of that intrusive thoughts na need mo magpapayat. Tsaka, I advise to you, drop the slimming tea. Hindi siya scientifically proven, safe, and reliable. Your health must come first. Balang araw, matututuhan mo ring mahalin ang katawan mo, Burichat Marie. Kasi, yung sinasabi nilang di raw bagay ang ganyang body type sa mga dalaga, ang standard nila ay yung mga petite women na ine-exhibit sa media. You'll be surprised na there's a lot of women out there in the real world that have the same size and shape as you do. Walang mali sa body mo, Burichat Marie, normal lang yan.
So, to conclude our talk for today, mga Burichat, alam naman natin na unrealistic beauty standards encompassing colorism and negative body image has deleterious effects on women's self-esteem. So see that over time nagbabago rin ang mga standards na to. It's because beauty itself is subjective. Your features may not be in today's trend, but someday it could be. So there's no point of changing yourself for the sake of the society's approval. Change our world instead, and it should start with you. So self-love and respect and the end of prejudice start with one person at a time. The external pursuit of changing your body can often damage spirituality by taking you away from the internal self, the spirit, the soul, and the whole genuine self.
Mga te, tandaan, there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel beautiful and desirable. Continue enjoy playing with makeup. Magbili ka ng makeup, mag-tutorial sa YouTube, matuto ka magkilay, mag-brush on, mag-color correct. Bahala ka, wear nice clothes, mag-ukay tayo, magbili tayo sa Shopee, mag-main tayo ng damit, bahala ka. Get your hair done, magpakulot, magpa-straight, bahala ka, magpa-color, oh my gosh, I love color. Keep your body fit, mag-exercise tayo, bahala ka sa buhay mo, pak! Kabugin mo ang buhay mo, be, maging kabugera ka sa kung anong gusto mo. Beauty only becomes a problem when women feel invisible, not dolled up 24/7 or hate themselves when they don't look like a supermodel. Sabi nga ni Miss Naomi Wolf sa last chapter ng book niya, mahaba-haba to ha. The beauty myth did not really care what women look like as long as the women felt ugly. We must see that it does not matter in the least what women look like as long as we feel beautiful. The real issue has nothing to do with whether women wear makeup or don't, gain weight or lose it, have surgery or shun it, dress up or down, make our clothing and faces and bodies into works of art or ignore adornment together. The real problem is our lack of choice. Haba naman, Miss Naomi, kinabog mo naman. Period, Miss Naomi. Tama ka dyan.
Tama! Burichat of all sizes and shapes, mapa morena, mestiza o black, straight hair, wavy and curls. Ano man ang lahi mo at lugar na pinagmulan, everybody say, maganda ako. Raise our standards so high because we are the standard ourselves. Yes, own up to your beauty dahil sabi nga ng One Direction, that's what makes you beautiful. Oh, cheka. It ends our talk for today, mga Burichat. Kami na iyong sisterhood angels na binagsak ng langit sa pagkachismosa o diva. See you next week on our weekly channel podcast, Your Sorority Shelter, Comfort Zone, and Only Karama in Life. Once again, ganda ko, ganda mo, ganda nating lahat. This has been the Spill Mo Team Burichat, signing off.